Okay. Hello, hello, hello. We are getting started today. So let's see what we're working with today. We're just very close to going all-time highs on ES. NQ still has a little bit away. How's everyone doing today? Let's see here. A 4-hour gap is going to be created at 2 p.m. Large 4-hour. We're likely to consolidate before you think about doing another leg up. So far, bearish bias is playing out pretty well right now. Yeah, it looks like we do want to go lower. Haven't wanted to flip upside yet. We have this 15-minute here too. We tested it a handful of times. Didn't want to flip, so I'm likely gonna just look for shorts until we do flip. So let's see what we're working with today. Let's see what we have. I'm loading up my charts. So I am pretty bearish bias right now for the time being. High time frame is bullish. Intraday is bearish on hourly and 15-minute, and then low time frame we could see just back and forth right now. I mean, if we flip this, I wouldn't mind trying something like this. But yeah, delivery has just been back and forth. If it wanted to push higher, I think it would have tried to did that already. So until I see that, which is likely this 15-minute fair value gap, which I tested 1, 2, 3 times, basically a 3 drive. I'm just gonna expect that we're just gonna chop and move lower. Large hourly fair value gap that barely did anything yet either. I just like lower right now. Let's do a PM bias. Maybe you guys have different opinions. It's moving higher right now. All right, let's see here. We're really trying to push this. 15-minute flips. I'm likely just gonna go bull here. Go for upside. We have a large hourly. Took the high there. Another high taken. I wouldn't mind if it does come back down. Really take all these lows here. So another drive inside this 15-minute. See if this 5 wants to flip. Most bearish PD rays are holding pretty well so far. And we're still gonna be looking for confirmation for anything. Okay, let's see. We also have this 1 minute here too. Basically, we're in this large hourly breaker now. If ES wants to really climb up higher. You can see us trying to really come back up first, though. Maybe get a nice drive in and then move a little from there. This could be a nice breaker too. Like a little slight SMT here. You guys like higher or lower? Do the PM bias vote, guys. A lot of people are saying bullish right now. 50%. So far, on the intraday bias, whether it's the hourly 15, I'm still pretty bearish on that. Sweep 1145 high. Which one is that? This high? What we're kind of drawing into right now. We still have some pretty decent low resistance to take out here. And we're still bearish on the 15 minutes, so that means a 1 minute confirmation wouldn't be that bad, and it will likely be on NQ just because it's weaker. So let's say this plays out, it could be something like this, just stop the highs and really see if we can, how far we can go. It's really pushing here. Let's see it slam down, just like how the previous fair value gap was. That's that candle closure there. So we didn't flip the 15 minute as well, or the 5 minute as well as the 15 still holding it down. So I still like this bearish play here. The 15 minute as well as the hourly still very bearish until at least the bare minimum that this gets flipped. I can't look at the upside. So we got this 1 minute inversion flip here. I want to see this slam down from here. We didn't flip on ES though. We want to see that flip as well. Let me see this push lower here. So there's a 1 minute inversion I'm just marked out too. There we go. Check out this previous high. Beautiful, beautiful. See how far I can go. I'm gonna put my screen stop in. I'm trying to take out this low here. Dude, that happened really quick. I have 3 contract, took 1 off. I'm gonna take 1 off here and I'm gonna trail this out. Do it at the previous low. Yeah, so stop previous high, about 8-9 points. Looking for a delivery because we're still bearish bias. 1 minute confirmation is this inversion. We retrace back inside of it. I'm gonna put out this previous low here. Let's see if we can take out this. Need some displacement. We finally got the flip on ES. Remember what I talked about here. We don't want to play it on ES because NQ is the weaker asset. We had bearish SMT on NQ, bullish on ES, so it wouldn't make sense to play on NQ. And there we go. Let's gonna let this trail. See how far we can go. I'm gonna get some more water. I'll be right back. But we'll discuss the trade when we come back. Alright, back. Okay. We can go over this trade and we can move forward. Next one. I just got trailed out at the stop of the low. Press 1 if you took that trade. Press 2 if you did. We'll review it here. Hopefully that was pretty... I think that was pretty damn clear. That we're... I know a lot of people in the chat was bullish. I can't be bullish while I'm looking at charts. High time frame is bullish, of course, but that doesn't... The most important thing is the intraday bias for me. So if I'm trading the 1 or 5 and the 15 and hourly is bearish and you're trying to like long it, unless it's like a soup entry, I can't do that. But I'll show execution. I kind of took trims on the way because it was moving fast. It'll probably still come down, but I took 3 contracts. Took 1 for, was that 10, 12, and then the last one down at the low where I put my green stop in and it got taken. I think it just keeps on moving lower though. We're going to see how far we can go. This is 18 points. It was a very quick scalp. Ideally, we even go for the lows of this whole swing low here, this 15-minute low. So Apex is always a little difficult for me because I want to keep on trailing it. If it was taken on my other accounts, I would have let this be more open. But with Apex, let's say I think that was a total of $700 on that trade. If I let that run back to break even, I'll be up like maybe $200, $300 from one contract, but then the drawdown would be against me. So that trade happened very quick for this session. Usually people do come on the stream at 1:30. First trade of the stream, we still have more to go. A little recap would be bullish high time frame, bearish on the hourly and the 15-minute. All right. We didn't want to. This is the only means for me to be bullish is if we can flip this, come back up, and then I'll play for this drive, this large gap here. We didn't do that. So 5 minute also did not flip on NQ or ES. I'll mainly pay attention on ES if we're bullish, because once again, bullish SMT and also bullish SMT up here as well. So ES is a very strong asset today. NQ is the weaker one. We're still pushing lower. If you guys are trailing this, they're looking pretty good right now. But if we're bearish on the intraday time frame, you just gotta look for the 1 minute confirmation for entry. It was previously this one because, you know, we retested so many times, but then we had this 1 minute inversion here. Once it closed, you either take on the closure or the retap. I took on the retap, just at the bottom of the inversion right here. Stop at the previous high, about 7-8 points. And I went for this first main swing low. Seeing if we can take out this next low now. Anyways, let's keep on moving forward. Also, if you wanted to really pay attention to the reason I wanted to swing low, it would be the first clarification of taking out the low resistant liquidity run. So let me just mark this, which is just basically trend line liquidity. We have higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. This is the flip here. We can consider this as a failed order block or a breaker, a very weird, kind of like a hard to tell breaker on the 1 minute because it's so choppy. But once it's closed here, we got the invalidation on the 1 minute, which we haven't gotten on the move up. This held. This is the first invalidation. Then this strong speed is a displacement, which is the breaker. The breaker, you don't really need for it to be like a entry model, but more of a validation as well for the bearish order flow. And we're looking for the immediate draw. The immediate draw for me is this low here, swing low, just because it's taking low risk liquidity, and we have like about 2R on that trade. And lastly, we want to see if we can take out this. But yeah, first trade in. Do you always do stop at previous high low? It depends. It varies on the setup itself. If the stop or low is like, let's say this high, I would never do that. I would put it at invalidation. But this is pretty clear for me. This is only 7 points. I usually do stop around 10 points. Range could be up to 12, 15 even. Just depends on the risk reward, right? But we achieved 2R relatively very quickly. David asking for the breakdown short. If you just rewind like 4 minutes, I kind of explained through all the time frame alignment as well as what I'm targeting, what I'm looking at. Like the main thing is the intraday bias is still bearish, and you look for a 1 minute confirmation as well as the immediate draw. It's basically a checklist, right? I think, was it this thing? No. Did I not save it? Someone came in with a checklist before. What's it called? We could use that. I thought it saved, but it didn't. It was like a checklist with scores and whatever. I thought it would be here somewhere. Or is it this one? No, this is that. But that's something we could review. Was it checklist by Taz? Let me check. Oh, maybe it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Oh man, I gotta redo everything again. But we're gonna be waiting for this to take out this low. If we're still in shorts, I can still look for re-entries right now. The risk score is not there. Bottom left, bottom right. There we go. And it's tiny, small. There we go. So what do we have as our criteria again? Did I mark it down? I'm just gonna go back to previous stream. I don't want to brainstorm again. Still very early in the stream, guys. We were like 18 minutes in on the stream, and then we caught a good trade already. That happened very quick. But we walked through the setup though. That's very important. All right, let me see if I have the checklist. Where did I put it? Was it Thursday or Friday? Oh, there it is. I see it now. I'm gonna recreate it. I think it might help some people visualize and like walk along the setup as well. There we go. I see it. Okay, I see this. So first thing always is whether we got a liquidity sweep. It's not required, but it depends what we have. Liquidity / sweep. The second thing I would look for is, you know, immediate draw. These two are like my top always. Entry function. It depends what the entry is. This one is an inversion. That's the 1 minute entry function. Bias alignment, which this is aligning with our bearish bias. This is not counter trend. SMT, we did have SMT off these highs, which is great. And then good risk reward. There's two other things I added, forgot. Oh, price delivery. And there's one more probably. I'm trying to rewatch my previous stream the other day to see what I put it in as. Okay, that's plenty. So we'll just remove one of them. So what we have is, yeah, we have a sweep. Immediate draw is this low. The entry function is this inversion as well as the breaker confirming it. Bias alignment is we're bearish on the intraday bias. We got confirmation on the low time frame, which is our 1 minute. And then SMT from previous highs. We have the bearish and bullish SMT that shows us which asset's the weaker one, which asset's the stronger one. And good risk reward. This is pretty good risk reward, even from this low, right? Like more than 2R already. And we finally complete with almost 5R there. And then price delivery, that's more debatable because you get to consider this as chop back and forth. But from what I see, it's not nonsensical chop. It's more we refill a rebalance and then move lower at every single move here. Even this 15 minute, this is still like respecting every bearish PD array. Like I kind of mentioned the first start of the stream. The reason that is important is because you don't want a to be caught in just chop basically. Whereas like respecting bearish, then now respecting bullish PD arrays and just going back and forth. This is just the whole time for the most part on the higher time frame respecting bearish, and then the 1 minute we did build up just to build up for liquidity for this move to happen here. So $700 from the first trade. This is my first trade this day, by the way, guys. On my Apex. I wanted to take some trades in AM, but I really did not like how I wanted shorts, of course, but it was a little bit kind of choppy. See, people are coming in. Did we take in? We just took this inversion trade here. Wait, why is it 114%? Oh, there we go. So I'm just gonna keep this on and off. I'll save this, and then we're gonna use it to review every time. What do we have for the trade? Is that a checklist or a dynamic indicator? It's just a checklist. Someone just recommended it. So the idea is like we're just gonna go through each one. Let's say there's no liquidity sweep, we'll just remove that, and there'll be X. That's the score of it. We didn't have a sweep on this one though. Immediate draw, yes. Entry function is inversion. Bias alignment, 15 minutes bearish. SMT, yes. Good risk reward, yes. Price delivery, still respecting all bearish repeater rate. So we have everything but a clean sweep, which we don't really need, especially when we're building up liquidity already. Anyways, we move forward. We took out this low. This is the main low I wanted. I don't necessarily would want to trail it all the way to low day. We just want to take where the swing low was, which is basically the 15-minute swing low. So that now that it's taken, I can see this flipping back up if that's what it chooses to do. What I want to be bullish for is if we flip this 15-minute. If we don't, we might just keep on playing the bear. Oh, matcha, that would be crazy. If you could do that automatic, it's kind of hard to be. You have to recognize, like, you have to, I guess, code the logic of, like, you know, what is good price delivery. And you guys, I guess, I don't know how you coordinate the risk reward tool. Maybe, would that be possible? And then to automatically tell like what entry model and entry function is, that's also kind of subjective. It's interesting. I'm sure it's possible, but it's gonna take a lot of work. But that's like basically one step closer to a automatic trading bot. Like especially that would help you probably backtest your bot extremely well if it can just automatically just score what kind of setup it is, as well as like show like, okay, this is occurring in this kill zone, this macro time perhaps, or like anything like that. I would include the macro time, but I don't think I would take any trades outside of my trading zones already. But yeah, we move forward. Let's keep on working. I can see this possibility trying to flip up though. This is where you probably don't touch anything unless you're short still. Then you keep on trailing it. The best trail you could do is probably at this previous high here on NQ. I consider using LLM. What does that stand for? I feel like I've seen people talk about it. Am I kind of like missing out like on these new is new strategy, or just like I wasn't aware of it? What's that mean? LLM. Large language model? No way, that's what it means. I thought you guys were talking about a strategy. Okay, no, never mind. I thought you guys were talking about like an entry model. Call that. I swear I seen that. Like, did Kane mention that or something? I don't know what it was. Like, he mentioned something like that abbreviation. I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? Oh, he does LLT. I don't know what that means either. What is all these abbreviations? You're very short. Is there no fear that 215 is the draw liquidity equal highs? I'm actually not aware. What is? Oh, okay. No, it's because if you're afraid of this high, what it did here is a 15-minute fair value gap refilled this whole thing. For me to be really scared of it, I would look to see this flip first. Well, I guess if it flips, it would already took the high. I don't think there's equal highs though. Is there equal highs somewhere? At 215? I thought this just swept the high. This for me just filled the 15-minute and rebalance for lower. And my stop would be that previous high already that it made. I wouldn't extend it all the way to that 215 area. So I'm basically risking like 7-8 points for this to play out. Have you looked in quarterly theory? Dono was the one that kind of tried to get me into it. I don't know if I really got into it though. I don't know. Does anyone use quarterly theory in here? So there's always a lot of different type of strategies and models. I think it's a good concept, but let me. I'm not sure. I just haven't looked into it enough, like tried it out, I guess. I've just seen it, but WEF to use TRT. TRT, I think, is also a good model in itself, but I think, isn't that the same thing? I think it's more of a similar to the strat strategy. It works though. I mean, you have really good risk reward, but depending on what your confirmation would be, you might just get stopped more than you like. LLT is logical liquidity target. Can you elaborate what that means? What does that mean? Is that just like a draw liquidity? Is that like an ICT term, or is that just like something that someone else paid or something? Okay, meter draw. Okay, see these terms, I'm like, is LLT a model or strategy or something? It's just a meter draw. That makes sense. Kane's term. Okay, that's what I was wondering. I might as well start a new term myself. This is the ID, a meter draw. IMT. I don't know. We're kind of waiting for the next setup to be formed here. But if you guys see on Twitter, like, not to like start anything, but it's just like I just see so many people naming models after themselves, and they like, if you want to learn this model, they like comment whatever word they want you to comment, and then they'll send you like a PDF, free PDF about their model, and it's like most of it's just like a very common model, or it could be like the unicorn model or MX market maker model, just reformatted a little bit. Wow, we're still slamming down lower. I could have held that, but that would have been a nice run. I think it's just because my stop was so tight. If my stop was like 15 points or 12 points even, I'd have probably went for much larger. Because this would already be 5 RR. And that was my hard stop too once I entered. Very tight. And I'm not the type to just do like 8-point stop and go for like 100 points. It'd be like 10 R or something. Usually when I'm above 3 or 4, let's say 4, I'm fully out. But something always kicking for me is like maybe look to add into that trade to scale in more than take off. It's just interesting. As a scalper, it's a good idea to just like keep on taking out, but oh, chart says be right back. Let me delete that. But as like a real trader who's trying to like scale up their profits, you would ideally want to add in to the trade. So let's say once it's breaker form, you could have maybe add into it and the meter draws here and try to keep on scaling it through. Average up, then move your stop. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to do when I want to scale up account. This is on Apex though, so the trailing drawdown is a little bit annoying. Until I get above the threshold, then I could try something like that. But let's keep cooking. We're still selling off. This is so bearish bias, man. We might even go with this low of day. I'm not ambitious enough to go for the low of day though. I'll always gonna chop back and forth more. How many of you guys are still in this short or in shorts right now? Let's say. What's good was really happy when we were in this trade and start selling off. He's like, "Let's go." That's how you know he's making good money. You've been in since 198, so we got the same entry basically. It was off that inversion then. Take profit trader, drawdown locks after the live count threshold. It's basically whatever your drawdown is. If it's 4,500 for the 150K, once you get 4,600, it stops trailing you. Same as Apex, basically. But I did see Lanto share some trades that he took with me, or he took and he shared. But those are pretty interesting. AM is always something more, a little bit more. You have to go for it. You don't really see like everything unfold like this one. This one's like so clear. Like you have low liquidity, you have a nice immediate draw, you have the version, you have the break confirmation, you're retracing the high 15-minute rebalance for lower, and then ultimate sell side. Like everything just fits well with a very tight stop that's doable. I feel like always in AM what I witness is like I don't think I could do even like 15-point stops sometimes. Because the way that it trails up or even run up, if you're like kind of short here, you could have got stopped out. But it's interesting. I think someone shared, this was this breaker here. They asked me if this breaker is validated or not. I would say it is. We got a nice closure underneath it. We have this 1 minute fair value gap. And it's still we're bearish bias, right? So if you played this breaker, which some people in the Discord did, stop would be most likely a little bit above the high. Probably even like right here. Just want to look, maybe just right here is fine too. And then you want to go for the next low. So that'll be the idea there. For example, this would be the previous low, and you just want to like run that. I'll just put this here. I didn't take this trade though. Take power trader counts are individually capped at 10K. That's something I heard about. I think what I heard is like if you get 10K profits in one day, they just automatically close that trade. I don't know if the cap is 10K as well. It could be. Maybe that's when you get Switch It Live, which is I heard also. I haven't got Switch It Live yet, so that's why I don't know the info. But from what I heard, you also, let's say you have 5 accounts, you hit whatever cap, and they invite you to live. You get moved live with 5 accounts as well, instead of all consolidate to one. So it necessarily it's not that different. So I actually like that. How do you feel about trading in the London session? I don't think I could do that because I'm already trying to trade Asia as well as New York PM, and then still watching AM. Anyways, I'm still looking for the next setup. I still like lower. Ideally, we keep on trailing it, but what time Eastern? For me, Asia's like the whole overnight before London. I look at 8 p.m. to 12 to midnight essentially, unless there is like like ER or a news driver that or something that happened. Trump talks at 9 p.m. tonight. What is he on about? At least he's not talking PM. What do you think of T-Trace's fractal model? I have it somewhere. I might even have the indicator. He was like showing to me. Is it this one, right? I still don't really understand what the abbreviation means. He sent me a video, but this is like so long ago. I haven't got around to it. But I'm assuming this would be like confirmation, and this box here is like short, maybe. I don't know how well it plays out. How many here use the T-Trace model indicator? Or even, I'm sure he has a model too on himself. The T-spot. It's based on order blocks only. Okay, that makes sense. It's probably similar to breakers too. Wait, so let me just, for reference, let me just delete, hide all my drawings too. So kind of. So this is the closure. So once this or OB here closes under, it invalidates and it creates this box. Is that what's happening? It goes from the low? I don't know. I don't know how this is calculated. I'm trying to visualize it though. Still pressing lower. Oh, is it on 15-minute timer? Okay, then I'm tripping. I have no idea. I was on the one. We're all trying the same stuff. It literally is. I feel like you don't want to complicate it too much. Everyone's gonna try to reinvent the wheel when the one thing you want to do is make it simpler. And I feel like this type of trading is like as simple as to get. Like, you'll see me trade a lot of breakers and unicorns because that's the highest probability for me. But I wouldn't mind taking a fair value gap trade, an inversion trade, even a turtle soup type of like inducement trade, as long as everything else is there, which is kind of what I want to showcase more about the checklist. So we can like showcase like, right, do we have time alignment? Do we have good delivery? Do we have good risk reward? Do we have S&T? We don't have to have S&T, but I have an add on there. Is it bias alignment? That's very key. These are the top 4, the most key. The other 3 is like just like added on. But every trade, for the most part, liquidity sweep is important. Immediate draw, entry function, and bias. I think Lanto has a similar checklist. But I have yet to see a automatic kind of bot replicate something like that. That does it accurately. Better than like human discretion. So boom, boom. It's really slow now. I wish we keep on running these shorts. So yeah, definitely don't try to ideally, like I said earlier, this would be your green stop because that's the previous high that it made. If you want to leave it more open-ended. But once we took out this low here, or no. Was it this low? Yeah, it was this low. I just put my stop trailing very tightly, which I shouldn't have done though. Previous low, a previous high is always good. And really trying to slam these lows. I want to see if there's a good scalp opportunity still. That's good risk reward because we just keep on selling off. I don't know where to play it. We're about to slam these lows though. We literally shorted kind of to the high before the break. The first bearish candle was like our entry confirmation. And then we followed by like another 50 points dump. When long, I don't think you long until we see the bearish P-to-A start flipping as well. Oh, you want to see the checklist? I'll just put the checklist down here. If you guys want to copy it. Does it show the name too? Oh, let's see here. Brian check. Checklist. How about that? Is that good? There we go. Oh, I need to submit my funded futures payment payout. I want to see the payout. I heard it's like you got to submit it early, or it get closed off. I almost forgot. I don't know what it is. It could be in a day, or it could be just 2 p.m. It's like almost 2, so I'm like, I could have missed that. Shit. Let me do that real quick. So if all goes well, I should get a whole 50K payout, or not 50K. I already took 10. It's a 50K cap, but I'm able to get 40K. So we'll see how that plays out. So let me see here. This is my balance. I can take 60% of it. Just do that here. Times, or let's just subtract it by 150,000 first. This is my total profits, and then times 0.6. I'll just round down 13,000. So that's first account. Let me try the next account. I should be well above also. This one's at 30,000. Okay. This one's cooking. Huh. Divide by 150 just to show the profits, and then times by 0.6 again. 18. Let's do 18.5 to round up. Wait, what the heck? Oh, I need one more day on this count. Frick. Shit. That's crazy. I didn't know I need one more day. I didn't even trade in that account. It was 6 out of 7 days. Okay, that's fine. I think I have last count 41,000 in profits. This one supports it anyways. 0.6, 24,000. That's plenty. So how much was it? 24,000 plus 13. Was it 13 that took? Yeah, okay. I should be on under 50 then. We're good. We're good. We still cooking. We haven't dropped it either. Dude, these accounts are crazy because I just ran them up. I thought there was no limit on them, so I kind of went crazy on them. These are my stats. I don't know how bad the stats are. Let me see. I haven't reviewed the stats. But let's see. 40,000. Worst day is 4,200. Average win day is 5,600. I'm at 39%. You need 40%, so I'm like right there. Best day 16,000. You can basically, once you get like above the threshold 4,500, you can do 15 contracts. And I was just using it and not trimming at all. Yeah, I didn't go above trailing at least. What's good got stopped. Got stopped in profit. That's fine. You did much better than I did. I kind of trailed it very early. But man, I missed one day. I do hate how Fun Feature Family just remove their profits after you achieve it. It's kind of stupid that we do that. I'm just gonna log a day real quick on that account. Do I need to make 200 bucks? I'm still waiting on TradeFi account. I have my tops up live. I've been working on those, just doing $1,000 a day. And I'm not trying to purposely fail the account. The price action is so slow ever since we took this trade. I was just stuck. Longs now. If you guys want longs, you want some confirmation. Right now, since even this move up on the 15-minute time frame, we've just been respecting every bearish PD rate. We haven't really flipped yet on the 15 at all. So you can't really just YOLO longs like that if you just want to wait for a first flip, honestly. We might get SMT here though. I want to see if one of these maybe and take the low. ES holds. 2 p.m. macro. Let's see this 2 p.m. macro. We'll see the 2 p.m. closure as well. So we're 1 for 1 today. Let me update that. I'm probably gonna take. I'm gonna look for another trade for sure. 1 2 1, not 1. 1 out of 1. Do you think we'll hit previous day low? Let me just take the daily chart real quick. Is this low here? I want to save that. I feel like this is going to happen overnight. Maybe tonight. It's going to run down. Maybe London, Asia. And then fill this up. And then by New York, we're already going to pump back up. That's kind of like my anticipation. This could also happen during New York AM tomorrow. I think we're safe for now because it's so tight in the range so far today. Very tight AM range, to be honest. I'm like 100 points. We would need to drop another, like, yeah, another 100 points from here. Can you mark it in with Apex? Yes, you can. And if you're afraid of doing stops and TP, you can also do a bracket order. That's perfectly fine too. All right, now we're getting some action upside though. Yeah, a simple 5-minute flip also could be that invalidation I would want to see. Because notice on this 5-minute here, we didn't really want it invalidated either. This should be up a little bit more. This close on it, which is a perfect free balance for lower, as well as ES, wick high, close within, and then slam down. We haven't got any validation yet. If this is the 5-minute closure that it wants to go for, then that's something I'm watching for too. Apex seems like they're kind of loose, what do you do, as long as you don't break the 30%. What do you mean with immediate draw? It's basically when you take a trade, what's your first TP target? And then you have like a final. For me, it was down here. First TP target is here, the immediate draw. Because we took the highs already, and then to break this, to take out this low, would take out the lowest liquidity too. When you take this trade, that'd be my first area of interest. Beyond that, you just let it trail. It's similar to, like, let's say you're just bouncing back and forth, right? But you see like equal highs every time. Let's say you get an entry model here. It could be a breaker or something like that. You take an entry here. Your immediate draw would be, of course, this equal high, and it could be another high day somewhere higher than that first TP, and then you just let it trail, see if you can get them the last target without getting stopped out. So 5 minutes looks pretty good here. We'll get a closure in 3 minutes here. We have a pretty decent swing high here, which failed. We wicked higher, closed lower. If anything, if we look for longs, this will be kind of the first immediate draw that we want to see taken. Oh, no way. You got a warning from Topstep for excessive combine purchases? Golly, they're really doing it. But yeah, so far they really haven't sent too much ban on Top Step.
Scam.
Coming back down here. This might be just another setup for short hit at the moment here. Still short bias. But we just invert this 1 minute here. If you want to take it off of this, that could be fine. That's pretty ambitious right now. I'm looking at this 5 because the 5 minute can close any second. We're still well above. So I would just sit out and let this play out more. And then maybe potentially look for longs here. We'll also watch this 15 minute too. This just got formed. This was formed displacing through this previous swing low here. Was pretty important here. And if we do flip this, that is pretty strong bullish because this here would be just manipulation. Seen as manipulation for another move back to these wick highs here. So a lot of things riding on that 2 p.m. close here. Let's see what this looks like. So 5 minute did flip here. This is the first kind of move that we flip on the 5. So it's really try and challenge the bear short flow. We still have the 15 minute here. This is the main thing I want to really see. If it closes above it, I'm pretty much looking for upside for the rest of the session. What if we just wick it and close lower, play the downside? That's kind of like my pivot right now, based off the time. Anyone have bad experience with BNOX? I just hate their dashboard and the check. It's like very, very slow. And there's just so many more prop firm that's good out there, like that's better. Also in value as well as like support and tech team. That like there's no reason to really go for BNOS unless you're just trying to add for more and more. Like if we're maxed out a lot of firms, and that's the right idea. The price point is not that decent either. It's like I think it's like $150 activation fee on the 50K, and it goes pretty large as you go up. Like if I were to rank it, BNOX could be like number 5, number 6. Because you have Top Step, you have Apex, you have Take Prop Trader, you got Tradeify, you have MyFund Features. That's already 5 there. And I didn't even mention a few other like that's kind of growing. So 15-minute closure about to come up here. A little SMT, which I'm not going to mind too much yet because we didn't take any liquidity. But yeah, we're also listing a lot of trade prop firms already. $91% off. Yeah, I think CoSmart also give 91% off, but I just don't really promote them because I think there's just better firms to really play for. Because it's kind of like a trap, right? Very, very cheap evals, expensive activation fee. Even Apex, they were doing $85 activation fee, and then they went 100. Now it's a 125, I think, right now. Still lower than the Unox, which is 150, I think. They don't even have trade bait. That's also something that deters me. It's trailing drawdown. $150 activation fee, trailing drawdown. That makes Apex deal infinitely better when they were doing like 90% off, as well as $85 activation fee. So I'm gonna wait for the 2 p.m. candle close. We have this inversion here on the 5 on NQ. This is something I'm worried about though. With this one more minute on the 2 p.m. candle closure, it opens up to a new 15-minute, as well as a new hourly, as well as a new 4-hour. This is a pretty strong 4-hour closure as well. For you to be bullish, you want to see this flip. It doesn't look like it has business doing so on higher time frame. But if enough of you guys use Bunox, we could add them to the website, as well as the prop firm protection plan, as well as the cash rebate. I just don't think they're, to me, a decent option yet. When they just like we're partnering like 4 or 5 different firms. We would need like a pretty big need for that. And think about it like this: the cash rebates would only apply to the eval, not the activation fee, because we don't get anything for the activation fee. So you'll pay like what, 15, 16 bucks on the eval and $150 on the activation fee. And the cash rebate would be like $1.50. That's why we don't even do it for Apex anymore. For reference, because $1 or $2 cash rebate is kind of nothing when you can get it for TradeFi. You get like 20 bucks. It's more meaningful. This is interesting here. I'm liking downside still. This 15-minute wick higher, close lower. The best direct to live funded account. It's just gonna be TradeFi for sure. TradeFi is pretty reputable. The price offering is a little bit more tight compared to Tick Trader, which they're the only two directly funded prop firms. Tick, it depends. Some people have bad experience with Tick, which that's why they're kind of on the back burner for me now. They still pay out, but just bad experience. Even for the live, it's like not as good of experience. If you want to do that, they would probably have the best offering. And we also partner with them too. But TradeFi, you know that you get paid for no excuses. Can you get TradeFi to run the $35 advance plan again? Imagine that. I'm gonna just tell Preston, I'm like, can you just do this deal for me again? But whoa, wait, what the heck? Why did they just wick down double low here? What the? I don't want to see that. I want to at least see it drive down. This would be like the PPR type of action here. Did it just equal low here? So ugly. What do you guys think right now? Upside or downside? Long or short here? Like, if you had to do one thing, you can also say sit in hands if you have no idea, but like, if you had to pick one, long, short, or just nothing. I'm trying to be. I can play both sides right now. I like downside if we get confirmation. Upside, I would need a little bit more, but I think upside might be more probable right now if I were to bet on it. It's so difficult here. Take Profit Trader, 40% off, free activation and refund. That was a really good offer. I have that offer still. So I have some counts and I put in reserves. Such a phenomenal deal. I don't think they'll ever do that again. That's more of a Black Friday deal. Right now they took the daily loss limit, so it's a trade-off. If they didn't do that, it'll be 50% off with a 100% refund at payout. That'll be their game plan. They said on Facebook that they will one day. Oh, I think I was told their deal ends February, the 50% off. So if you want to try to wait for the next deal, you have to wait for March. That's the timeline for the deal. Like their current deal, which I think Take Profit is my number one right now. In favorability, just daily payouts is too OP. With other firms tightening up, Take Profit actually loosen up. They put no more daily loss limit, no more fail attempts, no more what is it? If you hit the daily loss limit, it's a fail. That's very key there. And then we also have we're gonna probably release a Take Profit Trader cash rebate. It's a little bit more tedious with how it is, but I think the method we're trying to work on is we're gonna just, if you have any cash rebates for the last 2 months, we're just gonna discuss with our team and then just secure you all the rebates. So it might be like if you've been you buy like 20 accounts this last 2 months, or renew or resets, you might get like a few $100 back. It's a little bit more tedious. Their CEO loves March Madness. Oh, he's a big sports fan, so yeah. But I think I have like 10 reserves. I bet just do a few $100 per day on them, getting withdrawals. I wouldn't mind like trying to get more reserves on though. So we took one trade so far. Right now, after that, there's just nothing to play for. I'm just leaning a little bit upside. There's nothing behind that other than like I feel like we could flip this and try to move back up to 200s again. ETF 9% off. Does that make sense, you guys? They're doing 9% off. They have 20 accounts, but they pay literally the same as like a known firm, and they've been around as long as Apex too. The reason is because they don't pay traders. Like, look at today, payout junction. They paid $1,300 today, while the other firms like My Futures basically paid 100 times that. Let's look at last 30 days here. They paid $200,000. That's so low compared to, you know, a TradeFi, $5 million. My Futures, $4.5 million. Even Funded Futures Family is paying more than ETF by 5 times. That's a big red flag. Even for Phidias too. I think they also do 20 accounts. That's why well, for one, Phidias, I have no idea. It just seems like a red flag, but I know ETF is a red flag based off personal experience and community experience. So Take Profit Trader, basically when they did the ooh, was there short confirmation anywhere here? I don't see anything except minus this, you know, this double bottom here. I was really considering something like that. If we had like a confirmation somewhere. Even this large 1-minute gap, that was too tough. All right. Well, we took out ES lows. NQ still showing up here. Damn, we're slamming right now. Holy crap. There we go. There's a low taken. This is making this trade even more fantastic because this would be that swing low high at the green stop. And we're still going. All right, we're just gonna flip to higher time frames now, where we might be able to see what's this drawing to. So of course, this is a nice 4-hour low here. 092. As well as this major low. You know what? This daily fair value fill could happen earlier than I expected. I want to see this happen in Asia, but we already kind of did that on ES here. I should have looked at ES to see how close we were. But there's no reason I'll try to save this long right now. Wait, what's the Apple news? Did they do something? Where is Apple? Oh. Did they dump the market with Apple news? They had an event probably, yeah, right? I know that's always September. Let me look up Apple news. I'm kind of curious. Oh, they're releasing a new phone. The SE4? Is that just like the cheap version, like the plastic version? How much is it? Oh, look, it takes profit trader ad. Is it 400? That's like 2020 though. I don't know. We're getting like a little relief right now. Basically, if we held this short from the start of the stream, we would be up nearly 100 points. 100 points at this low. I didn't really... So what I want to see for me to really like shorts was that previous high getting ran and then flipping back down. But keep in mind, the 15-minute is the story here. What we see in the 15-minute is basically we refilled, rebalanced for lower. We took this previous low. We try to retrace back up, ran that previous low again. And then this is why I was saying, like, if I were to be bullish, I want to pay attention to this 15-minute fair value gap. If we flip this, we're gonna come back up. We did. We refilled it for lower. Basically wicked it and closed lower. That's pretty bearish signature here. So that's crucial in seeing what price is trying to deliver here. And that's what we did. We really slammed these lows. And I wanted a 1-minute confirmation after this close here at 2 p.m. time. I don't think I saw that. The only clear one was this 1 minute here. And it happened really before you can really do anything. You could argue this breaker too. Let's say we have high, we have a low, we have a sweep. I would want this sweep though. It's just interesting. Retail traders are pissed now. Yeah, so far, just nothing to play. Even if I was like banking on this low here, I still don't really see that entry function to take me there. Maybe you drop it on 30 seconds. This is where it's tricky because like you're just kind of flipping time frame to see which one would actually align with what you want. I don't really like doing that as much. Anyways, I do like how we took AM lows. Basically, they just low the sessions of Asia London session. So if we do get some displacement upside, I'm game for upside. There's not much really to target for other than we have SMT here with ES driving to the daily fair value gap, NQ holding that. I want to see this happen pretty much retrace back inside during the overnight session though. I think that's what I predict, as long as PM session doesn't do that. So another drive higher, very slight S&P. This isn't somewhat important just because that just shows that we're trying to show some relief on NQ. ES is not seeing it, and ES was the one that took out the lows first. I don't believe in longs yet either. I need to see a sub flip first, and I'm fine with just this being my my only trade of the session for the stream, because that was like a clean 20 points above the very tight stop. I want to make sure my next trade has what I'm looking for. So far, not yet. But how's everyone doing so far today? I feel like today overall PM's been easy, as long as you don't like. What I like is like, price action could be bad in a way, but as long as delivery is clean, which means like there's no false delivery. Let's say we get this 15-minute closure above and then we turn back down. That makes me very, very confused, and I would call it poor delivery. But it didn't do that, and it's pretty much telling on the higher time frame where it's gonna go, as well as the hourly. This whole thing has been left behind. We retrace to the previous low. So far today has been pretty easy. I think AM has somewhat similar too at the start. But we can take a poll here. 407 people voted bullish. The other 400 or 200. It's a lot of people going for it. Let's just take a P&L check right now. Type 1 for green. Type 2 for red. Type 0 for break even. Let's take a look at the general here. Hopefully a lot of people agree. Even if you're like my Discord or Lanto Discord, I think they were cooking. They were cooking. Just practice patience. This is the day when you see breakers do better than inversions. Honestly, inversion still works pretty damn well today. Breakers, in fact, doesn't really give you that retrace for entry model. So in that case, the entry function is lacking. We even have this ES breaker here, which I was somewhat interested to see if we can really climb up. Oh, there's Glenn Powell. Yo, are you related to the actor? Is that how you spell his name too? We have Glenn Powell here, guys. He has two N's though. Lots of ones though. That's pretty good. We have a handful of twos. Just remember though, like it always happens for some people. Don't go red and then expect for this stream to get you back green. Better yet, try to be patient. Just try to secure a good trade. If not, don't touch anything. And we'll find something together in PM. Anyways, this is pretty much something that I don't really can tell, like, even anticipate where it's going to head to. We have a large displacement. I can see it coming back up. I can also see it just leaving this high SMT and just grinding back down all the way to the daily fair value gap here, which is previously low. Enter the daily fair value gap. I just don't know when yet. Do you go for one shot, one kill method to pass evals? Personally, that's kind of what I do. If there's 50% consistency, I try to pass it in, well, you're forced to do two days. That basically means I'm gonna look for 2 trades to pass it. That's just what I do because I want to accelerate and expedite my evals, and then kind of play very conservatively on the fundeds. That doesn't work for everyone though. I think it works better when you start getting payouts, be consistent, then you could just do that. Damn, we're just still selling off. Zakai said, "Go long, trust me." This is gonna be for Zakai here. We're gonna just go long right here. No, this is not real long though, but let's just see if he can just do 1-to-1. This is a simple, almost 1-to-1 here. This is for Zakai. I'm not taking this, by the way. Let's see how he plays out. Oh, you called out 105s. It's fine. We're gonna just go play like this. Even if you want a long, you would ideally want it higher than a quick scalp. He said, "Trust me." He did that. Trust me, bro. Go long. It's all good. Don't even think about the stop loss. He's never gonna hit. If it does hit though, we're gonna hear your analysis after. I would love to see this S&T as well. In Zakai we trust. Yo, he's cooking. He's cooking. Zakai, what's your target? He's looking for 129. That's a pretty tight target. Anyways, I'm not too familiar with any other trade setups right now. I just don't see anything actionable. What we could kind of watch for is perhaps a 5-minute retrace for another push down lower. This is a pretty good gap here. See in the 15-minute, not much here until we get closure. We're still eyeing for one more setup though. This guy said I called at 105. I saw it at this price action, and I heard go long here, so I was like, oh, let's do it. So we gotta do like this. Looking good so far though. You cooking? He's already out. At least I want to definitely see this fight. Oh my goodness! What the flip? Yo, chat, what was that? Yo, Zakai just clicked up there. He got out right before the bump too. Oh my lord! What the hell was that candle? Was that the Trump candle? We're in this breaker here too. That's so funny though. What the heck? He said I told y'all, but he took that exit at 129 just right before, just like literally right before, like 10 seconds before that pub. But that's crazy though. I don't know where this came from. Zakai have insider knowledge. That's insider info there. Anyways, kind of just rejecting off this breaker so far. 5-minute just pretty much filled back up. Not sure what we're trying to do here. Where did this come from? I don't know where this candle came from. With some good momentum though. Let's say we start taking out these highs. Then we hunt longs from here. Oh, Fed chair's talking? Is that what it was? What do we even say to make this move like that? I kind of just like shorts from here if it's not trying to flip yet. I'm kind of debating, just trying to look for a low time frame short here and let it take out all these, move back up. Still bearish right now. Maybe if we get this flip here, get like nice change state delivery. I'll probably be looking at this here. If we can get closure above, then I'll be game. Just waiting here. Let's see if this does want to flip here. Armin said I was gambling to lose my eval and deep drawdown. I caught that long somehow. You get past. If you did like a big size, that was crazy. For like what it is, like. Yeah, so we just have this large 1 minute gap here now. It's kind of itching to really drive down to it. When you inverse your target, ready to enter market straight after, or wait for the retrace back in. I typically like to wait for the retrace, but it depends how far it closed, because I'm also thinking about my stop. So let's say like out of this here, if it just, this is such a large gap, it's a bad example, but if we close like right here, I'm not gonna just do a sell here because, you know, my TP is limited, stop has to be wide. But if it's like very close, you can consider like doing so. That's kind of how I have my thought process. We haven't flipped the 5 minute change date delivery yet, so I'm kind of liking lower now if I'm looking for this to drive back down. It's been just struggling here. Should pick up speed here. What the hell, man? Pretty large gap here. Creating this 5 minute BPR, essentially. Might just bounce from here. Good displacement. All right, if we get a closure above this 5 minute here, I'm gonna look for upside. Okay, we're really bouncing this 5 minute BPR pretty good. Consolidate for it. This looks pretty good for upside now. I want to drive in a little bit more though, to be honest. Let's see. This is Kai saying go short, target 140. Can the guy go for 2 for 2 here? That's his magic ball saying it. Draw it out. What would your stop be, Zakai? I think I saw like kind of right here. I just do like a 15-point stop for him. Oh, it should be the other way around. Another Zakai trade. Somewhat close to 1-to-1, 1-3. Let's see if that plays out. he's cooked already. He's abandoning the trade. All right, looking for this 5-minute closure. I want a nice displacement though, for this to really be a good flip. Yo, he's cooking again, maybe. Even though he said I'm cooked. But we'll just see. Give him some more time. Don't trust him this time. I'm just kind of waiting for a long trade here. It's kind of anticipating. Ooh. 1 minute inversion would be pretty decent here though for sells. Other than that, we're gonna look for longs. I think this is about to pump pretty hard here. So we got a 5-minute flip here. The change state delivery does not look too bad here. I don't know how you would play this with a stop, but like you would ideally want to do a large enough stop, play something like this. We didn't get on ES though. I would want a better closure, but if we're bullish, I do like that. ES and Q would flip on the 15-2 ideally. You really go for upside. I'm a little conflicted. The easiest thing would be this 15-minute flip here. That would be a very clear conclusion that we go upside. But I'm still liking somewhat of this 5-minute chase delivery here with this large bearish candle where we flipped it. We can't close above. So that's kind of what I'm looking at right now. I'm not taking anything right now. I'm just going to let this play out a little bit more. It's kind of thought that I want to see play out. The Kai short is printing though, it looks like. I want to watch this 5. It's a large change to delivery, so that's why the stop is like more various. I can see this really just holding right here. See how this plays out. I'm gonna take this out. It's kind of just sitting right here. I'm not that confident on it yet. Next 15-minute closure is going to close at 2:45, so we'll know if this is the move to play here. This is holding this OB here. This is holding every single retrace. Do we want to inverse this or not? We're gonna take this high. We didn't really do too much yet. What do you guys think? You guys, if you had to choose long or short, how would you play? What would you choose here? This would have been much better if ES also falls suit. Two for Zakai if he's still in that short. It's cooking, guys. It's always fun to give people this opportunity to shine. All right, we got this inversion here. This is the first confirmation it had, so could move for lower if it really wants to play for that. I think this would be a safer entry, though. You wait for the closure first. Still have a large gap below. We're back inside this BPR, which respected previously. But this area just holds very, very well. This is slightly a BPR here. If this wants to flip to... Let's see where this closes. I like lower two right now until this 50-minute flips. So we'll get the next flip in 4 minutes. If we can get that, then I'll play for upside. Try to stick to what I want to trust here. So far, holding pretty good. Still like downside right now until that 15-minute flips. Just based off time alignment. Zakai just gave that reinsurance saying, this is just a scare tactic. Don't be scared. Let's back up here. Yeah, same thing. I want to see the sub 15-minute confirmation. We're just really back and forth right now, which makes things tricky. Means we're not even going for any decent targets yet either. It's just purely back and forth. Some equal lows down here too. So far for me, I'm just sitting on the sidelines until I see a decent entry model. We don't have much time for another setup anyways. Nothing yet. We'll do a giveaway then of the stream here. We're getting really close. 15-minute close here too. This is another bear signature here. Wick high, close low. Is that close in 6 seconds here? Might get some speed on this closure. He's really pumping right now. It just does not want to break these areas lows. Just holding very well. Chopping, chopping, chopping. It's still just sidelines right now. Dude, I'm just so glad that the trade I took for PM earlier near the 1 p.m. time, it happened very fast. Even though we kind of like framed it out, and we didn't really have to sit through all these chop. If I was in a trade here, it'd be kind of annoying to see it, go in profit and then go back to even, go play above entry, and just back and forth, back and forth. Push higher here. See how decent we can close up here. Good pushing. Damn, this Zakai got 1 for 2. He was cooking almost though. I think it's just hard to really play for this drop when it refuses every time. See how far we can close here. I'm looking for this 250 close. All right, next minute candle here. If we get a nice 5-minute candle closure here, We'll also get this breaker forming here too, which I want to mark out. Just depending on where it closes. And a nice change to delivery. We want to see this retest one time, if anything, and try to hold. So we got a nice closure now. We got this breaker. If we come back down inside the breaker, I will try for longs. Gonna be watching for this OB as well as this change to the delivery. It's between these two areas. Ideally something like this. Stop at the previous low and try to go for next target. At least bare minimum this here. Let's see if we can do this. Maybe the last trade. Under 50%, something between these two lines here. I'm gonna give it a shot. Probably just a smaller size. I didn't even get inside the breaker yet. Yikes, I wanted that long. This candle at least would have needed to get inside the breaker for me to go for that long. A little bit annoying. Long is still in play right now. Anywhere inside this breaker, just like in the 60s right now, would be a fair play. I'm gonna get a drive back inside this hourly. We got this hourly sweep already with this 5-minute confirmation. I think this long setup's gonna work out well if we can get an entry off of it. Just kind of just not wanting to though. Stalling here. In this trade also, you could also wait for a 1 minute confirmation. It could be, or even a 30-second, instead of catching a falling knife, because it's just kind of weird how the price action is just like consolidating for a big move up, and then I hope we don't just get sliced down. So if you want to be, you know, more risk off, you can just wait for that confirmation first inside that breaker. Should I go break even at 158 entry long? Honestly, it might be better just to trail your stop. Like I'll probably put at this low here, 170, 171. And then if you're that eager, just look for re-entry once we get confirmation for longs again. This shouldn't retrace if it's gonna pump. I kind of want it to retrace though before another leg up. It's spent so much time consolidating here. If it doesn't retrace, that means I'm not gonna get entry. At least go inside the top of the breaker, man. That's not... I'm not asking for too much there, right? Just a pretty fair ass here. A few more minutes here. Really pushing. It does not want to flip yet. That's so many equal highs right now. Let me get a long entry before we wrap this up. Just looking for anything inside the breaker. I might just scale into trade, as well as like what we talked before. We can drop down to the 30 at the 1 minute. If it does, let's say do a drive in, wait for it to flip back up so you don't catch a knife, and that's your way you enter. You just do large enough stop because this is 5-minute setup. So a 10-point stop, so I gotta cut it here. Come on, man. Don't leave us hanging like that. It just took another low here. But we just have a few equal highs right now. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Yeah, bare minimum, I want it inside the breaker before we take longs and start hunting there. Not going inside of it. It's getting close. Can we get the setup or not? There's power too. It does not want to flip right now. Yeah, this does not. This might just take the high out right now. We have a few equal highs here. That's gonna be banking on the drive up. A little frustrating because we got a few points inside of the breaker, or a few points above the breaker. I mean. And it couldn't give us that leeway. Let's see if it does here. I'm gonna give it one more chance. If it just fumbles here, we're gonna just let it play out. Basically looking for this to play out. Back above again. Disgusting. All right, let's see. Here we go. Here we go. This is the last chance. Will we look for the entry here? Or will it tease us more and more? Another tease. Yeah, I basically just want to keep my stop kind of under these lows. If I take an entry, about 15 points. Another tease? Are you kidding me? Damn. Should I look at an ES? Actually, should I start looking at it here? It'd be kind of the same trade, NES. Very similar. If it does give us entry before NQ. I think you might not even give us entry. Yes. Same thing. So if you don't want to cash a knife, you can just wait for the low time frame confirmation. It could be off a minute, or it could be 30 seconds or something like that. The setups can be the same thing. Basically, what you could look at is the entry function is the 5-minute unicorn. Your stop and TP is the same, but confirmation is the low time frame. If you want like more safe of entry. That's what we do multiple times on stream before, and it does help because it helps us from just like trying to jump in, catching a falling knife, which is something we don't like to do. It's not fun doing at all. Oh, here we go. Don't tease us like that. Let's get some displacement in here. None of it has got inside yet. Oh boy. Oh boy. Still, the setup's intact right now. I want to see one more drive in. We're so close. What is happening? It just got stalled out right above it. That just makes it more likely that we do try to drive in. So, be careful of a sharp knife. That's why the confirmation can be key here. You can put a starter if you like somewhere inside this breaker. Again. This is like hurting my eyes right now to seeing it just every time it drops very close. Look at that now. We're just like 1 point away from the tip of the breaker. And it can't even do that. And just straight back up. Just where we want to try to go for the longs. Really teasing us here. I'm just like kind of stuck on the stream because I want to see this play out, but I don't know how long I want to wait for. This is horrendous, chat. I'm gonna try to call out where I look to add real time. If you guys want to do a starter, that's also fine too. If it does hit, I'm gonna give a few more. Maybe I'll give it 5 more minutes here. I'm gonna just wrap this up. We'll try to end up with the giveaway still. Do you have a starter? You can't have a starter if we don't even get inside the breaker. My injury has to be in the breaker, or at least re-tap inside the breaker. So what happens is, if it does, you know, this is the ideal drive in, but like, we could do something like this. It could just be a slow grind, right? And then maybe we'll see like a 1 minute flip like that, and then that could be your entry here. So instead of trying to catch it on the way down, catch it on the way up, this could be what you're looking at. And then, you know, you still have the same stop in the previous low, and then, you know, TP, same TP, so. And it could really go much worse. It could go like this, and that makes like even much better that you caught on the way up. So freaking a tiny tap inside the breaker so far. I'm gonna be so cursed if that's what the only thing that gives. Be kind of annoying there. Just this is our media draw as well. Damn, we're about to flip, aren't we? I'm a little concerned that we're just gonna flip here. What is going on? Why is it teasing this area? Like, it never did this earlier. But now, like, when I wanna just to extend the stream so I can watch this play out, they're just teasing us so hard. It's a little frustrating. The tiniest dip inside. It's incredible. All right. I said I'm gonna give it to 3:15. I'm gonna give it 2 more minutes. If it doesn't come, we're just gonna wrap this up. I'm literally trying to not to look at anything else other than the charts right now. But it's testing my patience, because I know I'm getting like riled up in a way, because I'm trying to showcase it for you guys and commentate on the way. I think this is potentially what's gonna happen though, because I feel like it's teasing so much that we're just gonna get a nice deep drive in, and then people might panic a little bit, like, oh, it's about to sell now, and it's gonna give you that 1 minute confirmation and run it back up and immediate draws here. Honestly, I wouldn't even mind looking for longs above and leave this untapped right now. We're just building up some low resistance as well. You won't enter off the tap inside the breaker. I mean, I could, yeah. I think I should have here. It's like, but this is hindsight. Like, ideally, I want a somewhat deeper drive in. This is a large breaker. Because this would be the stop if I do it at the very top of the breaker. I want to get at equilibrium too, and then also look for confirmation on the lower time frame. ES is already kind of trying to flip back up. All right, we'll just do the giveaway. I'll watch this still. After the giveaway, if it doesn't hit, we're gonna just wrap this up. Like the stream, comment your username one time. It could be a YouTube or Discord username. Just one username that can identify you if you win. This price action is trying to make me tilt just because maybe there's no confirmation. I'm like, finally hits, and I just like hit it, enter, and it just does like a death candle. I'm like, what the? All right, here we go. Gonna just look at the lower time frame right now. I might just look at 30 and the 1 minute, just flip back and forth. The moment it does flip, it can flip higher as long as I know that this already rebalanced. I'm okay with that. So this is a nice drive in so far. Now I'm just kind of waiting to see if we want to get confirmation rather than just catch a falling knife here. But pretty decent spot for like a starter if you want, because it's the OB, breaker, fib gap, stop at the bottom. If you don't believe that it's going to drive down lower and you're bullish on it, this is probably the where you want to enter. I'm going to sit on this and look for the 30-second flip here. Or even the 1 minute flip, either one. Could close back up here. I don't really have anything in other than just one. I want to add into this if we can get it. So 30-second here. If we inverse that, I'll play for longs. Add from here, just slightly above the breaker, but with this already rebalancing, it's not as bad. So still consolidating here. I'm watching this very carefully now. This is going to be my line here. And your TP is up here, so don't worry about like, oh, the best entry. You still have a very healthy TP. Your main TP as well as continuation through that. But we finally got a nice drive on the side of the breaker here. That's that. I'm looking for something like this too to add into it. So I just have a starter sitting in at where I marked it. I just want to see if we get this 30-second ad here. And stop is still under the breaker low. Let's go to 1 minute. Nothing showing on the one either. I like this ad here, or this if you want to start it. You know, you have this 5 minute, you have this breaker, you have this order block, which basically landed right there on it. So it's nest together, as well as I just do like low to high equilibriums right here. It's a discount type of entry here. So same thing. We're looking for I'm gonna flip down to the 30-second here. I'm gonna add if we can get a closure here. See this closure here. There's a closure here. So going for ads here. Still looking for this as the main TP. And we have low resistance, so the moment we do take out some of these wicks here, you're gonna be careful to see it turn down. As long as we just keep on doing it with speed here. We're just being careful, and power hour is gonna be something that you guys want to get used to. And this trade could be turning from a stop this low to more of a tight stop, because you don't want to see this flip back down. And you can always reinsert too. Let's see. To drive in. I might just set this at break even on what I have. So I have one ad at 163, and I have another ad. It's about to hit break even here. Yep. Slap me break even. I would try to go for look for another slap in, but I don't think I want to stick around too long. If you were able to get this first OG entry, that's like 20 points or almost 20 points. It's getting a little annoying with the time here, so I've been sitting this for a while. Let's pick the winner, and then we'll just see how this plays out. Okay, let me take a look. Okay, giveaway winner today is Thomas Baldy. I'm looking at chat. Some people are asking if I'm long. I'm not short. This is like all long entries right now. Something I would want to recap though. This is a 5-minute breaker setup. You want to get like starters in somewhere where you think, for me, it's like right here at this OB. So I add the first starter there. And what I like to see, what I demonstrated on the right side here is, you can see it could drive in, but I want to see confirmation to really go for the ad, especially when it's consolidating for way too long. And the displacement way up, it could displace higher, and then when it comes back, it could displace all the way back down. I don't like to catch this falling knife. So that's why I opt for looking for a kind of a, what do you call it? Confirmation for on the lower time frame, because the entry model is the 5-minute. The 1 hour is a point of interest, so it aligns there. And then you can have like a 30-second just for you to really smack it in. So wherever you smack it in, this is still going to be your TP and your exit. It's just a little bit annoying. I had the confirmation at this 30 seconds, so I had ads here as well. Ads at 63, 64. Another ad at 173. And I was a little bit worried with this wicks here, because we have some relative equal wicks as well as low resistance. So it really just popped through that and just slammed back down. A little bit annoying. This is the 30-second. It's not able to show. But ideally, I'm still pretty bullish here. I'm just getting a little chopped up. But I still got green off of that from this ad at 163. But I'm just gonna kill this trade for the stream, because we're gonna wrap this up. Thomas Bald. Okay, yeah, DM me in Discord. I want to see this trade play out, but look how long it took, man. This took like 30 minutes for it to tap in. But I did like this drive in. This like drive in, and we flipped here. I think we can go for one more rip up here. Let's see if we can do that, because we have relative equal highs at the TP area as well as ES. So if you're still long, this is still going to be the move here. 30-second again, confirmation. You don't want to really see it come back inside the breaker now. This is so bullish right now. Let's see this push to the highs. I'm gonna give a few minutes just to let this play out. I'm not in the trade right now, because I got Green stopped out. It'd be a good like info in my head though. This does play out where I think it would. But power is gonna really pump this if it does really bounce off this unicorn. ES is already looking to rip up here, so 30-second confirmation here would be that re-entry that you're looking for. So this would be the idea here. You don't want it, see it come back down here. First TP, like at minimum, would be the equal highs. But you're looking for a drive through that and look for the next 206 high here. Trump speaks in 5 minutes? No way. What the hell? I made $100 off that though. I try to trail it really tight. I didn't think it's gonna come back down. This is peculiar to me because I set break even, but I have average of 63 and 73, so it was like 68, I think, something like that. 68 took me out right there. No way it does this again. Why is it so annoying today? We could also see this as a 1 minute breaker. It's a 30-second, but this should be the 1 minute too. If you want to let this play out as well. I just don't think we want to flip back down. One minute breaker with a fair value up here. We have some lows on ES too. I didn't notice that. Some equal lows on ES. I just still think we move higher. But we're just way past our time right now. I trade from 1 to 3. We're at freaking 327. What you make today? There's various right now because I have take profit accounts as well as Apex. But I'll show. I let the take profit trader run more while my Apex, I trailed very, very tight because it's trailing drawdown. But so far, so good today. Look at that. This was the first trade that we talked about, $700. Here, if you were like at the start of the stream, this played out so well. I took TP, I think at 80s here, so it was like clean 20 points. It went all the way to main TP, the swing low. I let that ride on take profit trader, but on this account, on Apex, I just took first TP. So it doesn't trail me. Any wording in transition live? I heard it's gonna be either the last week of February or gonna be at least the start of March, like March 1st. And you know, I'll definitely update anyone who wants to know about that. I usually do. Just nothing to really talk about until they give me the account. Thoughts on XRP? I'm just curious about XRP right now. Let's see. Lanto's in this, I'm pretty sure. Or I don't know if he TP'd or not. Crypto has just been downturning too. Rather buy on the bull run up. Dude, if this plays out when I end the stream, I'm gonna end it probably in 3 minutes later. It's just gonna pump. I'm gonna be like, this is what happens every single time. When if you're looking for entries, these are the wicks here. These are the main entries that you're looking for. And it hasn't had any drawdown whatsoever yet. And you're still looking for, equal highs here. And then eventually the session high. So it's just interesting. But yeah, I'm gonna take a look at Asia tonight. Asia should be pretty interesting. Because this is what I anticipate for Asia once again. I think NQ is gonna try to drive in to this daily fair value gap overnight. It could be Asia and London, and then we'll play off of there, and then maybe New York just rips back up. I'm gonna stick around for a little bit longer if you guys want to ask questions or whatever. I need to see this through, just for fun. Oh, for those who are talking about Desi and the London stream, he's gonna come back on Friday, so maybe he'll do a London stream Friday. But starting next week, not this week, next week is gonna be like 3 to 4 sessions per week on this channel. Risk per trade on 50K, I take 7 to 10% of the drawdown. So like if the drawdown's 2K, just take like 10% of that, $200 per trade. Rule of thumb. What size Apex? I'm running the 150Ks right now. I like the large counts because it's the same price point. You have a little bit more drawdown. This is so funny because like if you take if you just take it, start the breaker, stop under the breaker, and go for the CP. I wonder how long it take for this to play out. TP1, TP2, boom. Do you copy trade or single count only? I just shared my my ninja. Did I show it? No. It's just copy trade. I use Rep console. Some people heard me talk about Trade Syncer. I'm kind of waiting for them to really finalize their bot before I use it, make video, and introduce it. Because I don't really think it's the best idea to push a new trade copier that is still new and has some issues, because one mistake with a trade copier could be extremely detrimental to all your accounts. And I rather them fix any issues for like a few weeks first, and then we'll see what it looks like. Is this finally gonna play out? Jesus, man. ES took the high. We have SMT, but I still think we're gonna push higher. ES is the leading asset for the most part of the day, so we need ES to climb up higher for NQ to propel. If you're looking for a Replicanto, I have a video on that on this channel. It's like the most viewed video on my channel right now. How do you approach the trade file with Ks? It's gonna be the same thing. You get 6,000 DD. You take 10% of that. It'd be like $600 per loss. And then TP could be like 800 to 1,000 or higher depending on what your setup is. Guys, how many are actually in this trade right now? Like in the break trade? If you are, like, you kind of got tagged in somewhere like right here, 3:15, and it's been like 15 minutes. We've just been back and forth. I want to see this through, but it's so backbreaking. Like now we have SMT here, and I don't even want it to flip, but it might flip here. Yeah, and also FYI, if you want just like a quick recap on a decent trade we took PM session, just rewind to 106 here on the stream, and then I kind of also walked through this trade, as well as right after I talked about why we took this trade, or even before that too. probably just rewind near the 1 p.m. time, just watch 10 minutes of it. You can understand why this trade works so well. And then if you want to brain rot your mind, you just kind of sit through this whole action here. Yeah, this SMT just kind of ruined this now. The only hope it had, it just got ruined. Great. Okay, I think I'm just gonna wrap it up here. We're just back in the entry. I don't want to sit through this more. I want to see this kind of skyrocket to these highs, but I mean, if you took on the ES, we didn't get the entry on the ES though. It's like both similar setups, but one of them did. I'll see you guys tomorrow, and if you want to try to trade Asia, maybe you can join the Discord. And if we get trades, I'll also notify you the same way I do on the stream. See you guys tomorrow. And yeah, make sure you submit your cash rebates for any prop firms that we have partnered.